Well then, at this time, we're going to start with our first candidate, Merle Herb Fish.
I guess 3 minutes, I really don't read this. Yeah, hi, my name's, I go by Herb, is what I go by. I lived in Columbus district for 18 and a half years. I was born in Nebraska, went to high school in Nebraska, then went on to Denver, graduated from there, joined the Army, got out of the Army, came back, went to work and going to college nice, got an engineering degree, went to work for Shell Oil Company. They moved me to Houston in 1979, and I lived in the Katy area all those years. Then they transferred me to Brazil for about 18 months. From there I went to Bakersfield, California, and in 1993 they retired me. And that's when I said I got to get out of California and back to Texas. So I moved here, started a consulting business, working in the oil business, doing construction inspection, and shut that business down in 2001 and been fully retired ever since. But one of my big issues that I decided to run for school district. I have no children in the school. Well, look like I ever will have any children in the school. And but one of the things that concerns me is some of the things I see in the way they're spending our money, and I don't really think they're spending it properly. And one of the issues that sticks in my craw is every time I drive by that bus barn. We needed a bus barn, there's no doubt about it, but I don't think that it was done properly in the way that I would like to see it done. And I think that with my engineering construction background, that we could have got a lot better deal for that. Another thing is I think our teachers, we need to give them all the help we can and give them the support. And when you hear about teachers having to buy supplies out of their own pocket, I don't think that's right. I mean, we need to be giving our teachers the best. So, and then I guess the third on my list would be security. After a little incident that we had over there, I think security should be a real main issue on what we're doing to protect our students and our teachers, and so that needs to be looked into. I realize that many of the things that we do within the school is dictated by the Texas or the state of Texas and the federal government, and on those things, I guess there's not much we can change. But I think there's a lot of things that we need to be looking at, and how can we save our taxpayers' money and give our students a good quality education. Okay, I think that's all I got.
Wow. I think we're pretty safe without that 20 minutes. We'll go ahead and...
Oh, I could have drug it on.
Why don't you go ahead and draw a question out there?
Do you feel that our current school administration is performing well with the resources it has available? Yes, I believe they are. I think they could do a better job, but I think they're doing a decent job, and with limited resources, I think they're doing a decent job.
Herb, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Next on the list, I believe, is Rusty Hoyt.
Well, like she said, kind of threw me for a loop because I thought we needed to talk just a little bit longer. So like Mr. Fish, I'll be brief. Like you said, my name is Rusty Toy. For those of you who don't know me, I've lived in Columbus since I was about 3 years old. I'm a product of St. Anthony's Catholic School and a 1984 graduate of Columbus High School. I am married to Tracy, my wife, and she is from Round Rock. We moved here in 1989. We have 5 children. I have my oldest, who's attending Glenn College. I have a senior in high school who is I'm proud to say tonight that he's the salutatorian of Columbus High School. And then I have a sophomore at Columbus High School, and I have 2 daughters at St. Anthony's School. In 1989, when I returned here to Columbus to begin to run our family business, or to help run our family business, I became active in the community. from the very get-go, because I come from a family where we do a lot of that kind of stuff. My parents were always active in things here, and we've always taken a very great interest in what goes on here in Columbus. I've served on the Chamber of Commerce Board. I had the job that Mr. Vance has here now. I was president of the chamber for several years. I'm in the Rotary Club. I've been president of the Rotary Club. I'm on the Colorado County Fair Board. I've been active. I've been president of Columbus Little League, which if anybody here has ever done that, Mr. Wheatley is our current one. He can tell you how wonderful that is. And very active in the FFA chapter here. It's very near and dear to my heart. And so, but not only have I been active here in Columbus, I've also served on the Texas Glass Association Board of Directors. I was their president for 2 terms. I have been on the Board of Directors for the Texas Association of Business and the Texas Construction Association. And I say those things because when you're involved on a state level, you get to see things that are happening in the legislature. And for those of you that are concerned about where the school district's going in the future, things are going to change. There's a funding lawsuit that has now been determined, and the legislature is going to have to do different things. And Columbus needs to be ready for those changes when they come. Someone asked me what my agenda was while I'm running for school board, and I don't have an agenda. I believe that I just believe that I have talents to offer to the school district from my leadership positions, and from the fact that I have a kind of an across the board look at everything. You know, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a father of students in the system. I'm a father of students who are not in the system. I'm a business owner. I'm an employer of the people that come from here. And so all of these things give me a broad look at everything, and I feel like I can fairly represent most of the people here. And I promise that I will look at things from everyone's perspective, not just from my students, my kids, or from the kids in the school. So the things that I wanted to stress where we need to go from here. First of all, I want to say that I don't think that we have any glaring issues with our district. I think the current board has done a masterful job of maneuvering through a very, very complex finance reform that went on here in the last few years. Those of you that don't know, I mean, our budget was cut by almost $1 million. And we were able to make it through that without significant tax increases, without any kind of reduction in forces, and I think that they should be commended for that. I believe that that for the most part, most of the things that go on in our school district are the problems that people face everywhere. They're not specific to Columbus, with one
Mr. Toy,
exception.
excuse me, time.
I'm up.
Time, sorry.
All right.
Don't run off, we got a question for you. There was something else important that you wanted to say?
Maybe it'll be my question.
You can be like those politicians, just answer it with whatever you want to say.
What do you know to be the most important role of our school board members? I think I can tie that into what I was saying. I believe that the most important role for a school board is to set policy and to oversight to make sure that that policy is followed. And the one place that I would like to really stress that is in the discipline policies of our school. You know, as a graduate of the school and as a lifelong member of this community, there was a saying that, and you can see it written on the water tower and it's on the store, it's called Cardinal Pride. And what that meant was, whatever happened, we were proud of the way we acted, we were proud of our accomplishments, we knew that what we did was the best that we could do, and we did it in a manner that brought honor and integrity to our community. And I'm a little emotional about this, I'm sorry, but and I don't see that right now, and I would like to see, you know, I think we made a great step with the hire that the school board made the other night, Mr. Velastro. I think he's going to be a good man, and I think that it's the board's policy to keep the pressure on the administration and the faculty to make sure that that happens, and that we don't tolerate any longer things that are a bad light on us. I am tired of having to talk to my colleagues in other towns and explain the actions of what happens with Columbus athletes. And that, if I promise you, if I'm on the board, I will dog that until the day I leave. Thank you.
Wheatley. Is your middle name Sweetly? I hear that. I hear
Thanks to
that.
Daryl it is now,
Oh,
yeah.
I hear that on the radio, Sweetly Wheatley. So Wade, you want to come up?
Okay, as I said, I'm Wade Wheatley. It's nice to see everybody here. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to run for the school board. I think it's an extremely important position and a very responsible position and a very responsible group to be a part of. And I'm proud that everybody here would make a great candidate for the school board. So whoever wins or loses, to me, the Columbus School Board is still going to be strong, like I believe it has been strong before. Like Rusty, he stole a little bit of my thunder on some of the things he said. I'm going to read this first paragraph that I wrote down, and then I'll get to everything else. But like Rusty said, I don't believe you should have an agenda as a school board candidate, personally. I think if you have an agenda, a lot of personal things can't get involved in that. And I think that's the last thing that should be brought to a position like the school board, is a personal agenda. There are things, I think, though, that that can be addressed, but should not have an agenda other than to best represent the needs of the students, the faculty, administration, and the district as a whole. There definitely should not be a personal agenda when running for the board, making good, common sense decisions that benefit the district as a whole, with an emphasis on the kids. These are all fine candidates, yada, yada. I feel that I can help with quality decisions and understanding of how these decisions will positively and negatively affect the district as a whole. Just some background, my wife's been a school teacher for 21 years now, going on 22 years, elementary school district, same classroom, same grade. She's not big on change, she enjoys that. So, luckily for me, thank God, she does feel that way. Both my daughter graduated from Columbus High School, is now attending University of Texas, very proud of her. My son's working on graduating right now, positively, I'm very proud of him too. And from Columbus also. We've been in Columbus for over 20 years. As Rusty said, it's my second year of being the Little League president, coach Little League with kids. I enjoy being involved with the children, with the kids. I enjoy making decisions that I know benefit the kids. And to me, that is one of the biggest joys I get out of life. I feel this is something that I can help make those decisions on. Again, like Rusty said, I know it's a policies, and there's things we're restricted on being able to do. But I feel, and I do it on a daily basis, that I can help make common sense decisions, policy decisions, and others that can positively affect our school district. And with the input I've gotten, not just from my wife, because you hear teachers don't talk much, of course, but occasionally they do say talk things that need going. But not just her, but everyone that I've talked to, because of the people we know. I really feel I can add a lot to the board here. There are some things I'd like to change, some things that need to be improved at the auditorium, the bathrooms at the elementary school. That when you've got one bathroom servicing 2 classrooms, that's 30 to 40 children sharing one toilet. Things like that I think can be improved on. I'm like Rusty on the discipline too. I think there's some different disciplinary changes we can make that can sometimes make the discipline procedure more accurately fit the crime. And I think that's and I say crime loosely, of course it's not a crime, but more fit the thing that the student did wrong. And I think that can be addressed a little bit. Other than that, I agree, limited money. They've done fantastic with the money as far as I'm concerned, and hopefully we can do as good a job or better than they've done in the past. I heard the beeper, I'm assuming that's my time.
It is.
That'll save you the trouble. Do you feel you're the best candidate in the local election for school? Yes, I do.
I didn't start reading this stuff.
They're screening these questions. This is supposed to be for John, I think. What would you say is the largest achievement that our school system has made in the past 4 years? Well, there's a lot of them. I was looking at figures the other day. I think strictly the fact that with $900,000 to $1 million worth of budgetary cuts, that we were able to freeze salaries and not have to drop salaries of teachers, not have to get rid of teachers, not get rid of any program necessarily that affected the children or the teachers in the school very much, and nothing negatively that I've seen at all. So I think they did, like Rusty, a masterful job of allocating those funds and getting rid of things, maybe trimming some of the fat and trying to best serve the teachers and the students. Thank you.
I think most everyone in the room knows that we did have 3 positions that came up for their term. 2 of our members went ahead and decided not to run for re-election. And so basically, and I think this is the way we're going through this by person, by candidate, is going to be the way they're listed on the ballot. And so, we have 8 candidates, and of course, the top 3 vote getters will be elected. There were, like I said, 2 board members that decided not to run for re-election. And at this time, I would like to introduce to you our incumbent, Mr. John Brazier.
Thank you, and I also want to thank the Chamber for putting this on. I know this has been going on for a few years. I think it's just a great idea that y'all have done this, and appreciate all the people showing interest in coming out and listening to all the candidates, and also glad to see all the candidates here. And I will say, there is a very, very good group of candidates. I've told several people, I said, I'm running for my 4th term right now. So I've been on the school board for 9 years. And I said, if I don't make it this time, I said, there's some very, very good people in this group that I would love to see on the board, and I really do mean that. My name's John Brasher, and I'm a graduate from Texas A&M University, got my degree back in 1980. I've been married to Terry, my wife, raise your hand, for 23 years, and that's how long I've lived in Columbus. Terry's a nurse at the hospital. And we have 2 boys. Reed is a senior this year, and Chase is a sophomore. And as a matter of fact, I was in Sealy. We were in a playoff game against Belleville before I came over here. One thing I definitely do, I always support my kids and the other kids in the district too. And just to give you a quick background, when I graduated, I worked at the bank in Eagle Lake. I was a loan officer. Then I became city manager here in Columbus. I was city manager here for 8 years. And then after that, I started working for CNS Components, and that's where I've been since. And I'm in sales with CNS Components. And I am the lone incumbent, and I can say that I thought hard about this. I have a son that's a sophomore. And I can pretty well honestly tell you that if I am elected, this will be my last term. I'll be ready to turn it over to someone else. But I've heard many times that being a school board member is a thankless job. Sometimes it is tough. You have bumps in the road, you ride waves where things are high, and you have times when things are low. And but I can honestly say, and when some of you will be on the board, that it will probably be the most rewarding thing you've ever gotten involved in. It has been such a privilege and an honor to represent the kids and the teachers and the administration, and making decisions that you feel is best for the school district. And that's one thing that I've always done. I have never ever put my 2 boys in front when I make a decision. I look at the school district as a whole, and that's how I base my decisions. And if I do that every meeting, I know I could go home and lay my head on my pillow knowing I made the right decision. Other reasons I feel like I'm qualified, well, I have 9 years of experience. But I strictly follow the school board code of conduct. Already?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Well, prepare for 20.
Yeah.
Well, talk to me after the meeting.
We'll have plenty of time if you're interested in hearing more.
Okay, it says, if you had to offer one bit of constructive criticism to our school system, what would it be? Constructive criticism. I would probably have to say that I wish the school district can connect to the people better, so that people better understand what goes on in the school district. Maybe we haven't done the best job of explaining why some of our teachers may have to spend a little money on their own, for their classrooms, or why we built the bus barn at a cost we did, or just basically why we do the things we do. So I would probably say if we can connect better with the public, keep them better informed as to why some of these decisions are made. Because I would tell you right now, a all the people in this room, we probably haven't had all the meetings in one year. We don't have as many people all together. We don't have much turnout at our board meetings. And I feel maybe we can just connect a little better. Maybe there won't be as much negativity in the community about what the school district, but I will tell you this, and I'm being very honest with you. Columbus is an excellent school district. And if you just knew some of the ins and outs of what goes on, there's a lot of tough decisions have to be made up there. And you cannot please all the people all the time. But we do the best we can with what we have to work with. And you look at our facilities and our highly qualified teachers, we have done, in my opinion, a very, very good job. And again, I want to thank y'all for bringing this on, and good luck to all you candidates.